Hi, I'm Lucy and I'm a creative partner manager at TikTok. I've got a quick pop quiz for you to get your fingers warmed up and ready to put your answers in the comments. All right, we all know that advertising's been around for a long time. But did you know when it was first seen into the modern world? Was it A, the 18th century, B, the 13th century, or C, the 15th century? Write your answers below. The answer is C, the 15th century, when the printing press was first introduced. Congrats if you knew that. Advertising is still woven throughout our society today, and it isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And there are so many different types of ads, so it's important that your brand considers making ads to cater each stage of the marketing funnel to ensure they have the desired impact. TikTok is a full funnel marketing platform that enables your brand to reach your awareness, consideration, and acquisition goals. And the good news is that Canva makes it simple to create scroll-stopping TikTok ads with eye-catching and easy-to-use templates to suit every stage of the marketing funnel. When it comes to advertising on TikTok, it's all about bringing your most creative self to the platform and finding a scalable process that works for your brand. In episode 1 of this series, we examined how to create an ad for top funnel campaigns, an ad to grow awareness for your brand. In this episode, we're exploring how to use Canva to create ads for the second stage of the marketing funnel, consideration. So what does the consideration stage mean exactly? The middle funnel is where you need to build trust with your captured audience by creating further understanding of your product or service features to help your audience prepare to take another step towards purchasing your product. Many marketeers will launch mid-funnel campaigns to get more consumers to shortlist the brand, reinforce or change brand perceptions to increase brand relevance, drive deeper emotional engagement with consumers, differentiate the brand from competitors. There are 5 key metrics to consider when running a middle funnel campaign. Primary metrics are: number 1, completed video views, which refers to the number of times the entire video was watched. And number 2, click-through rate, which is the ratio of the number of users who have seen your ad to the number of users who have clicked on your ad. Secondary metrics are: number 1, viewable impressions, and number 2, cost per click, CPC. This metric should be monitored and kept within a healthy range. Tertiary metrics: number 1, conversion, which is an action that is counted when a user interacts with your ad, for example, through a click, and then takes an action to put an inquiry, add to cart or purchase. This is something we will explore more in depth in our next video to explore the lower marketing funnel. Now that we have learned about the key metrics to drive success for your campaigns, let's explore the creative tips you should consider when generating middle funnel campaigns. Tip 1, add in offer text amplify through using a voiceover. By adding in an offer, it will engage your audience because let's get real here, who doesn't love a deal? At TikTok, we found that by adding in a real voiceover to help illustrate your product or service and also incorporating offer text indicated an 87% lift in conversion and a 9% lift in impressions compared to videos that did not have a voiceover and offer text. Tip 2, add in closed captions. At TikTok, we found by adding a closed caption or text on the screen that clearly displays an offer or a call to action, not only did it make the creative more engaging for users, but it also showed an 80% lift in conversion and a 16% lift in impressions, compared to videos that did not have any closed captions or displayed any offer or CTA text on screen. Tip 3, adding in an end frame. At TikTok, we found that by including an end frame that summarises key information on your product or services gave 47% lift in impressions compared to videos without an end frame. So that's our 3 tips for making an effective middle funnel marketing ad. And now Geordie, an expert motion designer at Canva, is here to show you how to put all this knowledge into making a scroll-stopping TikTok ad.
Thanks, Lucy. As we're creating an ad for the consideration part of the funnel, our audience already has a really good idea of who we are, so now's a really good time to hook them in with all of our possible offerings. And we're going to cover this in today's tutorial. Continuing on from our last ad, I'm going to use the same active apparel brand, which specialises in making sustainable activewear for everyone. The first step is to find a Canva template that will suit the style I'm going for. I think this one looks pretty good. Now I've got the template, the second step is to record the voiceover. You can record your own voiceover in the Canva recording studio, or you can upload your own audio file, which is what I've done for this example. I'm going to access it by navigating to the Uploads tab. And just like that, the audio is added in. I'm going to bring it to the start of the timeline and clip it where I start talking. To make sure it's working, I'll press play and listen to a couple seconds of it.
Hey everyone, in celebration.
Yep, that's sounding good. I'll extend the length of the last clip and then the audio track by clicking on the toggle and dragging them out like this. I'm going to add an intro frame. Now we're up to our third step in the process, is to add our videos into the timeline. I've created a folder with all my product videos for active apparel for easy access. I'll drag in the one I want and add it to the background. It just needs to be a bit shorter, so I'll adjust it like this. Branding is really important to display in the first few seconds of ads, so I'll add my logo from my brand kit and change the color to make it legible. Fourth step, I'll add a title frame and drag it into position. Click on the other frame and copy the text onto our title slide by hitting Command-C and then V. As our text is white, let's change the background color so we can read it. Let's change it to black and add some texture by going to Elements and searching for black texture. This one will do, and I'll adjust it like so. Next, let's add an animated texture. So I'll pick one and add it to the background. Next, I'm going to write kiss. I'll let you in on a little secret. If you want to keep the bold text, hold down Shift as you type. Time for animation. I like this one, baseline, but I only want it on Enter, so I'm going to select that. I can now press Command-D twice to duplicate the text box, and it will attach the animation to it. I'm going to change these words to marry and trash, as this is our take on the pop culture game. Step 5 is to use the Style tab to recolor the text. By clicking on it multiple times, you can shuffle through your brand color options. I'll also just make sure that the font is on brand. Step 6 is to add our logo, so I'll copy that across from the previous page. The last thing I'll do is adjust the timing. Now on to frame 3. We're going to repeat steps 3 and 4. This time I want an image, text, and animation. Excellent. Now tweak the duration. Duplicate it by holding down Command-D. For this section of our ad, I want to tap into a trend I've seen appearing quite a bit lately. It's called a snapshot stack. So we've got our image in the background here, and then we want to go ahead and add an image on top. I'll choose this one and adjust it. Now to add the second image to our stack, I'm going to hit Command-D, and then again to just copy the image. I want this one to be a bit twisted, so I'm going to tilt it. The next one needs a different image, so I'm going to go back to my folder with my saved assets and drag a different one in. I'm going to repeat this process 2 more times until I'm happy with my snapshot stack. And don't forget animation. For this first frame, I feel like something a bit different, like scrapbook. Now I'm going to adjust the timings of these 2 frames to be 0.3 seconds. And then if we play, we should see the effect.
To kiss our activewear, of course.
So then, once you kiss our activewear, you can marry our sustainable ocean practices, which will be the second part of our ad. Now it's time to repeat step 4 and change out the video. In the Canva library, I'm going to search for ocean videos. This one looks good, I'll make it my background. Next, it's time to change the text to marry. On this next frame, we're going to do something slightly different. I'm going to search the templates bar for collage and add a new page. I'll match the background to the title frame, delete this element and recolor this one to make it on brand. To replace all these videos, I'm going to search for ocean or sea life and swap them out. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. To add animation, I will select all the photos and click Animate. To keep it consistent with the rest of my video, I'll use the scrapbook animation and have it only on Enter. Awesome. I'm going to adjust the timing so Marry displays for 1.4 seconds and the following frame for 1.6 seconds. We can play it.
Marry sustainable ocean practices for slow fashion.
And yep, that's perfect. On to the final section where we are going to trash pollution. So back to step 4, replacing the footage. I'm going to search for pollution in the video elements search bar. Replace the background with this video. Repeat step 3 for the text and write trash. I also want to change the color so there is higher contrast. Black looks great. I think this one should be about 1 second, so adjust like so. The next step is to duplicate this frame from before, move it into position. Excellent! I'm going to repeat step 4 to replace the footage. The first frame for trash actually already has my background, so I can hit Command C and then Command V to add it to my frame. Now I'm going to swap out the featured image by searching for pollution or sea pollution to make it more relevant. I'll also make sure to mute the sound on all the clips. I'm going to duplicate each frame and repeat this process 3 more times. I want the timing to be 0.3 seconds on all these frames and make sure my scrapbook animation is added. Time to test it out.
And absolutely trash pollution that harms.
Amazing! The final part of the ad will be our CTA. So I'm actually going to delete this frame as I don't want it. I'm going to repeat steps 3 and 4 for the frame we have left. Change out the video and change the text. And the most important part, don't forget to add your logo to the CTA. Next, we need to duplicate this frame, so hit Command D. And I want to repeat step 4 for the last time and swap out this piece of footage. Adjust the timing on both clips. Add animation. Final step is to add some music to our ad. I want something quite lo-fi, so I'll search Canva's audio library for Ocean Lo-Fi. Ooh, this one is nice. Now I'm going to add it to my design and make sure it's extended out.
Hey everyone, in celebration of...
Okay, that's a bit too loud, so I'll bring the volume down. I think we'll do the same trick we did in the previous tutorial, where we drag the audio to the end of the track, so we get a nice natural fade out. Amazing! Let's watch and see what we think.
Hey everyone, in celebration of Earth Day, let's play Kiss, Marry, Trash. At Active Apparel, we want to kiss our activewear, of course. We will marry sustainable ocean practices for slow fashion and absolutely trash pollution that harms sea life. As an added bonus, we are offering 50% when you return your old apparel to us rather than trash it. Happy Earth Day from Active Apparel.
And just like that, you've got yourself a finished ad ready to share with your audience via the TikTok Ads Manager. Make sure you don't forget to add the closed captions to help your video reach even more viewers. Today, we've taken away the uncertainty around what you should include in your TikTok ads created for those middle of the funnel consideration campaigns. Stay tuned for the next episode where we'll explore how to create an effective TikTok ad to move your audience through the funnel from consideration of buying your product or service to converting your viewer to purchase. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. See you soon.